This is how this certain feature ruined Rainbow Friends. Hello my childs, and welcome back to yet another video. Today I'm going to be talking about quite a serious topic, and it has to do with the new Rainbow Friends update. Now, do not get me wrong, the new Rainbow Friends update is wonderful, I really love it. However, this new feature that was added isn't my favorite. This new feature in question is the skip feature. For those of you who don't know, at the end of each round, a little cinematic plays, a little animation, and it's like, about probably like 30 seconds to a minute long or something. Some people who have played this game multiple times don't want to sit through every time and watch that. So the game in the new big updates, the Chapter 2 updates, they added a skip cinematic button. Basically, if the majority of players choose to skip the animation, then the animation will stop playing and you can get on with the round. Well, I think this is a good idea, a good concept. However, I don't know if it's in the long run such a good thing, or at least as good as it seems. So the real problem that I have with this feature is back in Chapter 1 when you could not skip the cinematics, I felt like people interacted with each other a lot more. They talked about the round, and this really is a game where teamwork is a huge factor. So that was, I felt really nice. However, in this new chapter with the skip feature, I feel like all people say to each other nowadays is skip. Every time I go in a round, actually it didn't happen this round, I got pretty lucky, but in the vast majority of servers, right when you get in, or while the first cinematic is playing, people will spam in the chat, skip, 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 and honestly, it gets more repetitive than the actual cinematic, in my opinion. And I feel like it's kind of, I don't want to say tearing the community apart because that seems a little bit dramatic, but I have seen people go as far as, I don't know if this person said it jokingly or not. Either way, still not great, but they kind of gave a death threat to people who didn't skip the cinematic, and I just don't think that's okay. I mean, obviously, it's really not. I've seen many fights break out over people who are newer to the game and want to watch the cinematic, and people who are more experienced in the game and don't want to, and then the latter gets upset at the former for not skipping the animations. Well, some of them honestly have gotten way too escalated, I feel like, for such a simple matter, and it's become a lot more common the more I play this game, to the point where I don't want to play the game anymore. I feel like this is such a light game. The monsters are adorable, the map is beautiful, the mechanics are wonderful, but I feel like every time I go in a server, I see these fights break out, or I see people spamming in the chat to skip the animations, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm sick of it. I don't like it anymore. I really think that the devs did a wonderful job by adding this feature in. I think it was executed well. I just think it's how the community took it. I'm not blaming the devs at all. And honestly, I want to see it stop. I just want to see it stop. Every time, I love to interact with players in the Roblox games that I play. However, every time I enter this game, the first thing I do is just turn the chat off because I don't want to see it anymore. The button is right there, people. If we want to skip it, we'll skip it. I've beat this game 74 or 75 times now. And, I totally get it. I also get if people are newer to the game and want to watch the cinematics, and I feel like it's no reason to get so upset over it. And I just really feel like this is something the community could work on. Rainbow Friends used to be one of my favorite games. It's still one of my favorite games. However, this is making me feel a lot more inclined to just put it down and go do something else. I know I'm rambling and I know I'm ranting, but I just don't feel like this gets talked about enough, and I really wanted to bring it up and share my own opinion on it. It's totally fine if you don't have the same opinion. In fact, I'd love to know what you think down in the comments below. I'd love to discuss it with all of you guys. I love hearing what you have to say. I just feel like this was a really good idea, and it was just received very poorly. And if you're watching this and you do this, please don't feel bad. Just try to see it from someone else's point of view, is all I'm saying. And I've seen some really, really, really not kind things said in situations like this, and I think that everybody should just respect each other's opinions, and it's up to the person ultimately if they want to skip or not. So anyways, I mean, that's just my opinion. Again, like I said, it's okay if you don't agree. However, I would just really like to see this improved in the Rainbow Friends community. It really is a great community. I just really like to see this change because I don't like this anymore. And I feel like this skip feature that was added in Rainbow Friends Chapter 2 update in some way kind of ruined the game. And that makes me sad.